Hi guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another episode of Heritage Railway News. This is your channel for anything in regards to restoration projects, mainline movements, steam galas and so much more. Coming up this week, Steam Fair in despair? Yes, so the Great Dorset Steam Fair organisers have confirmed the event will not be back for 2025. Bluebell Railway begins long-awaited works. So the man in Wardle K Class, Sharpthorn, is set for a well-needed restoration, and Network Rail helps narrow gauge line. So last week saw the help of Network Rail complete a long-standing project of the Tallylyn Railway. All this and more coming up. So yeah guys, welcome back to Heritage Railway News, and the first topic I want to talk about is all to do with the Great Dorset Steam Fair. Now sadly I have to admit it's one that I've never attended, and I absolutely love a good steam fair. You know, I've done a fair few throughout the years, but unfortunately this one is one that's going to escape me for quite a while, it seems, based on the recent news announcement. So for a lot of us in the Heritage Railway community, steam fairs go hand in hand. One of the biggest events, if not the biggest event in the UK, was always the Great Dorset Steam Fair. Now sadly it's not been around since 2023 due to escalating costs, and sadly it still looks like the much missed show will not be back anytime soon. Coming from an update a few days ago, a statement was released on the current state of the heritage event. The show was originally put up for sale in 2023 due to rising costs, with it estimated that the event would be in the excess of around £5 million to put on as of 2025. Managing Director Martin Oliver stated that they have not been able to secure a buyer to take the show forward after 12 months of it being up for sale. The escalation in operation costs and infrastructure costs remain the underlying issues, so this is now making the show unfeasible. Martin continues, I am very much aware that the Great Dorset Steam Fair is greatly missed, and that this is not the news that tens of thousands of our supporters were hoping for as us organisers. We have sincerely hoped that we would be able to offer some positive news, but sadly this is not meant to be. Nonetheless, please be assured that should circumstances change in the future, we will of course let you know. As always, my sincere thanks goes to everyone for your loyal support and past support. It is very much appreciated. Now, for me, this is such a shame, but it's understandable at the same time. The event has been going for 51 years strong, going back to 1969, taking place in the fields close to the River Stour, but alas, again, for another year, it looks like it's not going to be. The operational costs, I can imagine, have increased, as stated previously, throughout the years, and with it being the largest heritage show in the country, sadly it seems too much for any one individual to be able to take on. So yeah, you've seen the statement there, you've heard the statement there. Unfortunately 2025 Great Dorset Steam Fair is not going to be around again, and will it ever be around again? I guess only time will tell. I mean, it's a large sum of money for one individual to be able to stump up £5 million for operational costs. I'm not too sure if there's any wealthy benefactor out there that's going to want to stump up the costs to be able to obviously put up this event. Maybe if there was a committee put forward and obviously a lot of people joined together to try and crowdfund the event every year, then potentially it could go ahead. But I just don't see it, and it's just such a shame seeing previous videos and previous highlights of the events. It just looked an absolutely incredible event. I mean, it went on for a whole weekend, always on that bank holiday weekend in August, and it just looked incredible. It looked incredible. Any sort of combustion, any sort of steam you can imagine was there and was showcased, and just heritage in general. It's such a shame. Been going since, obviously, you know, 1969, and 51 years has just gone down the drain. But who knows, maybe someone will come out, someone will just resurface somewhere out of there and obviously want to rescue the event. But unfortunately, the Great Dorset Steam Fair 2025, it's not going to happen. So the next topic I want to talk about is all to do with the Wardle K Class Sharpthorn situated at the Bluebell Railway. So Sharpthorn, the Wardle K Class locomotive, has been at the Bluebell Railway since 1981, originally a contractor's locomotive. Due to the lack of space at the railway, the locomotive has been stored outside in the elements for some time, currently residing in the sidings at Thecheekyengine. A joint initiative between the Loco Department volunteers, the Bluebells Museum at Sheffield Park Station and Steamworks, the restoration work can be carried out thanks to a small project grant being awarded by the Bluebell Railway Trust. Work is now underway to scrape the paintwork and remove the surface rust using a wire brush. Once this is initially work complete, all exposed paintwork on the smokebox and saddle tank can be treated with a special rust inhibiting paint. The carriage and wagon workshop at Thecheekyengine will replace the wooden buffers before moving the locomotive to Sheffield Park to complete cosmetic restoration. Once restoration works has been completed, the historic saddle tank will be on show as part of a static display charting the building of the line at Bluebell Railway's Steamworks exhibition. Now, for me, if I'm honest, this is a little bit of a bittersweet moment. I was there for their Giants of Steam back in October, and I remember being at Thecheekyengine at the time. I remember seeing Sharpthorn sitting there in the sidings, visible for everyone to see, and I just thought, oh, something going to be done about it. So it's bittersweet. It's sweet in the sense of, yes, something is going to be done about it. They have obviously noticed, and the historical reference to the Bluebell Railway, obviously it helped build the line, so obviously they are going to restore it. Really great thumbs up to the Bluebell Railway for that. But at the same time, it's just that word there, the static exhibit, that is a little bit of a bitter pill to swallow, I suppose. I think a lot of people were hoping that potentially they could maybe get it up to steam and get it back in service, and you know, it'd be a great little attraction for the line, especially doing breakdown rides, a bit like how Fenchurch does at the Bluebell Railway. But you know, unfortunately it's not to be, and I have to admit I don't know the extent of obviously what's going to be needed there for the locomotive itself in terms of what works need to be done. So unfortunately it's just going to be a cosmetic restoration, but it'll be nice to see it all done up and obviously in the exhibit when it's finished. So the last topic I want to talk about is all to do with a partnership between Network Rail and the Tallylyn Railway. So recently Network Rail have stepped in and helped the Tallylyn Railway complete one long outstanding project, and it's one step closer to obviously their 75 appeal. So with the help of Network Rail, the Tallylyn Railway has ticked off one long standing project to display a standard gauge LMS 5-plank wagon in the livery of the former Cambrian Railway. On Friday the 8th of November 2024, a crane lifted the wagon into position on a short track panel next to the Cambrian coastline alongside the edge of Tywin Wharf. In 2021, the Tallylyn Railway was designated as part of the UNESCO Slate Landscape and North West Wales World Heritage Site, and the railway decided that recreating a wagon in Cambrian Railway livery would be a suitable project. Slate was originally carried in narrow gauge railways to Tywin Wharf, where it was transferred to standard gauge wagons before being taken to the port for export or moved to other destinations around the UK by rail. The track panel on which the wagon sits came from recent relaying works on the Cambrian coastline, and on Monday the 23rd of September, Network Rail closed part of the main line to allow the track panel to be lifted into position. The line was closed again on Friday the 8th of November when the wagon was lifted onto the track. The side door will be positioned open onto the wharf to provide visitors with an idea on how Slate used to be transshipped. This is of course all part of the 5-year project the railway is already knee deep in with the launch of the 75 appeal. This involves raising £500,000 over the next 5 years in order to build new facilities as well as improve current ones. For those of you not familiar, the Preserve Our Past, Building Our Future appeal looks to provide new engineering facilities at Tywin Pendry, new carriage storage and maintenance facilities, a paint shop that can be used all year, refurbishment of the locomotive shed and workshop, visitor access to the original workshops, a new accessible and visible entrance to Wharf Station, enlarged shop and cafe facilities, new attractions that help tell the history of the railway. This is all expected to cost the railway around 4 million over the next 5 to 6 years, and the Tallylyn Railway is inviting the public to join the 75 Club by regularly donating to the appeal. So yeah, really great of Network Rail to obviously step in, tick one off the list. I know it's one that Tallylyn Railway have wanted to do, display obviously some standard gauge wagons there on Tallylyn Wharf on the Cambrian line there as well. So it's really nice. Obviously they've managed to relive that goal, and obviously they've got a very long way to go with the 75 appeal, but I understand that obviously the appeal is doing quite well. Donations are flying in. Obviously they're still crying out for more donations, and hopefully we can see all those ticked off the list eventually. So yeah, that's been another episode of Heritage Railway News. I really hope you've enjoyed that. If you have, give us a like, comment down below and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications, and also do feel free to find my contact information in the channel bio, where obviously you can let me know of something that maybe I can mention next week going forward. Other than that, really hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. See you guys.